Hello, this is Turk72. This is going to be chapter 1 of my series on nuclear trutherism. This is going to be on common sense versus science. Now, you may think that common sense may tell you that Fukushima is just too far away to significantly impact the United States. You may think that the Pacific Ocean is just too big to be polluted to the degree that it significantly affects plant and animal life. But here is where common sense can fail you, and you need to use a little bit of science. Not much, but a little bit, and you can use it together with common sense to understand the situation. Now, science will tell you that there is a jet stream that flies west to east, coming from Japan to the United States and Canada and North America in general. The path can differ slight degrees, but it basically travels east to west. Currently, it travels over here, hits California, and it may veer northwards a little bit towards the North Midwest and Canada, and then it may come back down into other areas in the eastern United States. But the Japanese government has proven during World War II that they took balloon bombs. They released them into the air. They hit the jet stream, and then they peppered various areas of the United States. And 3 or 4 days later, so the jet stream travels at 100 plus miles an hour, and so it only takes 3 or 4 days to get to the United States. So here you have the Fukushima explosion, and so you tell me how far this dust went into the atmosphere. It was a huge explosion that obliterated reinforced concrete buildings. What do you think happened to the fragile fuel rods in the pools, which are relatively fragile compared to reinforced concrete? What do you think happened to them? Fukushima is on a slope. It's on a natural riverbed. It's obviously very close to the ocean. The groundwater flows that way. There's radioactive groundwater, and there are that's what all the storage tanks in Fukushima are for, are trying to contain some of that ground. But of course, it can't all be contained. It's kind of like holding sand in your hand or trying to hold water in your hand. Some of it is going to leak out. And now it may make sense to build a nuclear plant near a large body of water in case you need the water to cool the reactors and such. And that's what common sense could tell you. But nuclear radiation does not really dilute in the traditional sense. I mean, if you took a little capsule of, say, cyanide gas, and you broke it and distributed it throughout the world, it probably wouldn't harm anyone. But the problem is the radiation is still harmful. The energy is not destroyed. When you get it in water, people can ingest it. And the best protection against radiation is distance. And so when you put these radionuclides into water, it just becomes a super disbursement mechanism that goes to distributes to as many places as possible and to as many biological life forms as possible. And then you have no distance barrier. Many, like your skin, can repel many types of radiation, some completely, others partially, but when it's ingested inside of you, that's it. There's no more barriers that can get right into your cells. Unfortunately, our lungs are not flush with water. They are moist, but they are not flush with water like our bloodstream or our bladders. So if we inhale any of these radionuclides, they become very dangerous. So there's a little dirty secret. Many people who have lung cancer may not actually be smokers. It could be that a majority of them do not smoke. And there are studies to prove that. That the environment, contaminants matter, and because in the lungs you can't really flush out those contaminants very easily, can be a reason why lung cancer is so prevalent. Likewise, in our bones, they're definitely not flush with water. So there is lots of leukemia and other bone cancers around. So I think that's it. Going to be it for this series of Common Sense versus Science, and I will catch you next time with Chapter 2. So thank you for checking out Turk 72.